Beautiful people of the world, we are so happy to come to you once again. Hey, we're talking about part 2 of the root chakra. The first part, we talked about the mental aspect of the root chakra and how if you're not nurtured in the formative years, if you're not nurtured in the womb, if there's not physical bonding with mom, with father, if you're born into chaos, instability, these things can greatly affect your stability. Remember, a root is all about when the seed is planted, the root is what nurtures the actual plant. So if there's no nurturing in the soil where the root is planted, this means there's going to be instability. We're talking about spiritual instability, mental instability, right? And physical instability. So tonight we're going to talk about those physical instabilities and some of the physical ailments that you may be having because you have an unbalanced root chakra. Remember, go back to the first video. This will definitely give you information on the mental makeup of when the root chakra is unbalanced, the fear associated with that, the instability, the anxiety some of us may feel. But tonight we're going to just talk about the physical ailments that we may have. I'm going to talk to you about my story, the neighborhood guru. He's going to talk to you about his story as far as what he's experienced with the imbalance of the root chakra. But stay tuned because what's coming next is part 3. How do you balance the root chakra? So my brother, my BNH, brother in healing, we are talking about Project Trinity, getting our light bodies balanced. I'm excited to bring people information. This is something that people need. People need to understand their light body and how to heal that and how to balance that thing. Look, bro, I love that you're here with me. And how was your day? Let's first talk about that. How was your day? What are you excited about today?
Peace, brother. Yo, I'm very grateful to be here with you as well. It's always good to see you and share space and hold space with you. My day was phenomenal. I'm gonna be honest with you. Had a lot of gifts from the universe that was unexpected, even a little bit of rewards. So I'm just in gratitude. I'm in gratitude. Hey, hit them with the shoulders, you know? So it's one of the things where when we put that good energy out and we keep working on our foundation, it responds back to us in the right way. Now, mind you, it hasn't always been like that. We had to get that root chakra together because at one point, the root chakra was all the way off, man. I tell you, it was moving counterclockwise and not clockwise. So it was all over the place. But some of the elements I want to get into, because we're going to be discussing that tonight, on how to identify if your root chakra is off, right? One thing for certain, a lot of us, you know, when we're eating and we're just enjoying life, you're like, yo, I'm going to eat because I love to eat. I love to eat too. But today I had an amazing salad. High vibrational. I put a lot of love into this salad when I was making it today. I was dancing, chopping up my vegetables, and it was superb. I'm gonna be honest with you, but it didn't always used to be like that. I used to eat in a way where it would cause constipation because I would eat a lot of things that were not really good for me. And that is the first sign of your root chakra being off balance, that constipation. Not only that, I would have issues with my joints, my knees, and the overall skeletal system, which are another sign of your root chakra being off. It would even get to the point where I would get cramps and I would try to work out and try to do this, but I could never get to that higher level. But it was because I wasn't working on my root chakra. And I like to use myself as an example, as you do too, because we're not perfect, right? We always say that we're not perfect, we're a work in progress. And one of the main things that I've really got a grasp on is balancing that root chakra, because I used to have knee issues as well. And I'm a cyclist. I would ride 10 miles a day on my bike, and I used to ride a fixed gear bike. For you cyclists out there, if you don't know what that means, there's no gears on this bike. You remember back in the day when we were children, and you get the bike, and you got one gear, and it's go.
And your brakes was your feet.
This is what even in my adulthood, this was what I used to ride every single day. And that was my commute. I didn't drive a car. I rode my bike everywhere I went. And when my root chakra was off, I could tell in my knees, my ankles, and in my joints. But when I was working on my root chakra, working on that foundation, it wasn't like that. I could ride from sun up to sundown. I would ride all the way, if you were from one side of the city to the other side of the city and go to Big Forest Park, I would ride the whole Forest Park and come back. But when I was at Forest Park, I would be working on my root chakra. So these are just some of the things that you can notice if your root chakras is off. But I want you, Chance, to go ahead and touch base on some more things for us. Let them know. What are some things that they could look out for regarding, that root chakra being a little bit imbalanced?
Man, like the root chakra, man, like at the end of the day, your root chakra is all about your foundation. How do you actually feel with your existence on this physical plane? So things that you can experience, especially in men, we could have prostate issues, impotence, erectile dysfunctions, things of that nature. Very, very serious. I did tell you guys a little bit about my father. He died of prostate cancer. Even though he was, again, a preacher, he had a lot of instability in his foundational energy because of what he went through as a young man, being born into this thing called the third dimension, this earth. So no one's immune to this. I told you guys last time, 100% of us have root chakra issues. There's no one coming into this third dimension without these issues. So a big issue is which causes surgery a lot of times, is lower back pain. Lower back pain plagues a lot of us. And we're going to talk to you guys. This is why it's important, because we want you to understand that, yes, you can have these things that you recognize in your body, but remember the next series, when we talk about how do you balance it, it's going to give you a lot of information on how to create a healthy root chakra. Okay? These things that we go through now, lower back pain, you could have, colon issues. Some of us, like he was talking about previously, constipation is huge. On a spiritual level, when you're putting food into your body, you're putting in a new idea, right? But a new idea, you're holding on to something that we call the past, right? You're holding on to stuff. I'm not going to curse, but y'all know what I'm talking about. So constipation represents that, but that stuff you're holding on to, it's hard for you to let it go. Because we're talking about something that deals with anger, which we talked about in the first video. These things, these resentments, they're past pains, okay? So when we're talking about the root chakra, a lot of it is, dealing with, we're holding on to things that are not nutritious. So you want to put something nutritious in your body, and you want to pass it and get rid of the stuff that your body doesn't need. But constipation is just holding on to some very negative energy. Sluggishness. Okay, if your gut's not healthy because you're holding on to things, ladies and gentlemen, you could experience a lot of sluggishness, because see, your energy center starts at the root, and that energy flows throughout the entire body. So if you have, blockages in your root chakra, you're going to feel sluggish. Okay, if you're not exercising because you feel sluggish, lethargic, this is a definite sign of a blocked root chakra. Inflammation, this is huge. Some of us have gout, in toes. A lot of us have arthritis. Okay, this is a clear sign that you have blockages in your root chakra. Bladder issues. A lot of women have bladder issues. This is huge root chakra issues, because a lot of the pain that we've held on to when it comes to what has gone on in our formative years, it shows up in the form of stagnant energy. Okay, see, pain is not a normal thing. Pain is a side effect of a blockage of energy flow. So let me give you a story as far as my root chakra being blocked. And I was young. I was aspiring to be a collegiate football player, and then hopefully carry that on to the NFL. And I had this fear. But before I get to the fear, it was more so about, I wanted to, do something to help my family, right? And I couldn't think outside of the realm of being a professional athlete. That was my whole thing. I was getting up at 5 a.m, running stadiums. I knew everybody would sleep. I had the Kobe mentality before that boy was even born. No, I'm serious. I was out there actually doing it. No one was up. I was out there at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I knew I was going to be great. But you know what my fear was? That I wasn't going to be great. So I had a fear, like, I don't want to get hurt because I'm putting all my eggs in one basket. So going into my senior year, I broke my leg. So that false dream, it fell apart. And I had to pick all my little dreams up and say, hey, what is your value now? Because you're broken. You see, so that root chakra issue that I had told me a lot about myself. You put all your eggs in one basket. But why did I really do that? Because I put all this pressure on me to perform just because I had this instability in my life of I don't have enough. Okay. That was a definite root chakra issue. So in breaking my leg, I manifested that thing. You know what I would say every day before practice? I hope I don't get hurt. I hope I don't get hurt. And guess what happened? I ended up getting hurt because I put too much energy towards something that was very, very negative. Looking back on it, it's easy to look back at my life and say, well, this is why it happened. But at the end of the day, that thing was devastating. So what did it cause? Depression. I had anxiety, like everyone's going to forget about me. Another big sign of root chakra imbalances, guys, is eating disorders, overweight. In our community, and I'm speaking on the Black community, right? We have a lot of overweight people that we know, right? And on a spiritual level, it means you are waiting for whatever it is you desire in your life to happen. See, this is lethargy, not taking initiative because your life force is not telling you, let's get out here and live. This is a blockage in your physical root chakra. So brother, tell us about something that you went through so people can understand. It ain't just about breaking legs. And a lot of athletes can relate to probably what I'm saying. Being overweight, a lot of people can relate to that because we are the most obese country in the entire world. But give me an example of what you've gone through personally on a physical level with a blocked root chakra.
Absolutely. I want to dive more into the inflammation side of things and how, kind of going back to our last video regarding the mind, right? Mm-hmm. So there was a time in my life where I was working, had things going, relationship going. I thought everything was well, but for some reason I was more stressed out than I ever been in my life. Working the jobs, eating extremely poorly. I was eating pepperoni pizza almost every day. If it wasn't pepperoni, it was just all the worst stuff. It tastes good, but it wasn't good for me. And then you pack it on with the stress. You pack it on with the alcohol. You pack it on with the party. You pack it on with the trials and tribulations and all the things that are going on in life. And then I would say, man, I hope I don't get sick. Because if I get sick, I can't miss a day of work. Similar to what you were talking about, right? And what happened was, started feeling ill one day at work. And I didn't think anything of it. Cool. I go home and, I'm taking a shower and I was like, I felt a soreness in my tailbone. Didn't think anything of it. And I just keep going and say, okay, I'll just keep, stay clean or whatever's going on. I'm sure it'll just pass, but I'm still eating the same way. I'm still going out partying. I'm still doing all the same things I was doing. I wasn't making a shift and I didn't even have the knowledge to understand what was really happening. Mm-hmm. And at this point, I remember one day at work, I was taking some Tylenol because I was in so much pain. And on this day, I had taken about 7 different pills of Tylenol throughout the day to take away the pain. And I remember my coworker looked at me and said, hey man, you don't look good. And they had to call the EMT in, take me out on a stretcher. And when I get into the stretcher, they told me that you have inflammation on your tailbone and we have to release it. And I'm thinking to them, like, how is this even possible? I feel like I'm pretty healthy. I play softball. I'm outside. Like, I'm doing what I do. And they're like, no, you are at a state where if we don't do something now, this can affect your whole health, where that it can get into your heart and your bloodstream because it can erupt. And it was internal. So what happened was, the universe has always been good to me. There happened to be an old doctor who was there, who've done many surgeries on people with the same issue. And what they wanted to do was they wanted to cut from the top of my tailbone through to release everything that needed to be released, because there was a lot of inflammation, which caused a lot of pus and things like that. So what ended up happening was he was able to release it without doing a small incision. And he even told me, you must take care of yourself. You're young, you can get back on your feet, but you have to make a change. And I knew that was the universe telling me to make a change, but I didn't know anything about the root chakra. All I knew was work out, play sports. I didn't know anything about holistic health. I eat pepperoni pizza all day, every day. What do I know about some holistic health, man? I'm just out here having a good time, partying, drinking, loving life to the fullest. But that honestly was one of the first days where I started making transition to work out almost every day. I said, okay, I can't eat pepperoni every day, but I can eat it, on the weekends. And then so it was making small adjustments, which got me to this point. But I say all that to say that we get signs all over the place for us to make an adjustment. But it's up to us to catch that so we can make that adjustment. And then within me, it was in my root chakra. And I didn't know that. My foundation was messed up and I didn't know it. I figured since I had a car, had the girl, had my own place, we're out partying, we're doing so much. Like, life seemed, I'm going on trips, going to festivals, everything seemed good. But when I look back, I was miserable. I was very unhappy. I was more in a depressed state than I even thought I was. And that foundation, there was no foundation. It was just a bottomless pit, to be honest with you, because I would fall in any way to just find happiness. I wasn't happy within self.
Yeah, that's dope.
So I made the adjustments. And as they say, the rest has been history. But I wanted to make sure.
Man,
go ahead. Go ahead.
No,
bro.
I'm just saying that whole thing's amazing because you said something that was so key, and it's there's no teaching for what you're saying. Like it's like you come out that jungle or your ass don't. There's no teaching. Like there's no one saying, you're born into this, and this is what you're going to experience. Well, how do I get out of that? Because I don't want to experience that. You had to grab yourself by your own bootstraps and figure the damn thing out. Oh man, go ahead, bro. That's just, it's almost heartbreaking because, you come into this thing and, you're already behind the 8-ball, right? In so many different ways. People that see me, what I'm talking about. You already have a lot going against you and you don't even know how to even fix the very thing that you need fixed, which is your foundation was chipped away before you even came out the womb. Boy, man, go ahead, bro.
I appreciate you, brother. So it's like, that was also the day I wanted to make a change and be there and be a service for the community. Because I had no clue. And I didn't want somebody else to be in that same situation if I could help it. So I said, how can I make a change? How can I transform my life and work on myself so that it's not the case for the next one? Or my youngest when I have children, the generation under me. Because what I'm working for is not, yes, I'm working for myself and I'm working for the community, right? But, I heard a man say, I'm working for my last name, not my first name. I'm working for the ones that's after me. I'm working for the generations after me. As Mother Bear said, we work and we do this for 7 generations down. Whatever we do right now, you do it 7 generations down. So yeah, I knew a long time ago, I got a lot of work to do. I knew it was going to be one beautiful journey on a road less traveled that nobody in my family ever decided to walk.
Yeah.
But I took it fearlessly to make that change, to build that foundation so that it'll be stronger. And this is something I'm still working on every single day. It didn't stop, and this was in 2011, 2010, when all of this went down regarding me fixing that part of my root chakra and identifying that a change needed to be made immediately.
Yeah. Guys, man, hey, the root chakra work is indeed super important. We're gonna get into the sacral chakra, which deal with our emotions, which is it's even more riveting because we are emotional creatures and we've been told not to be emotional. But let me tell you, if you don't get your foundation fixed, you can't build a house, you can't build a life that you desire, you can't build a relationship that you desire. It just can't happen without it being stable. You see, stability, man, is something that a lot of my people, we have struggled with stability. Even when you have it, you still feel there's a lot of instability because the root chakra, it really deals with the karma of your past, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it also deals with the current things you're going through in your life. And you got to be able to recognize where you're at, guys. Like, you got to be able to recognize these physical ailments that I'm having, right? We all know that we come from a higher power, right? We all know that, right? And in that understanding, there's no pain there. So if you have pain in this lower vibration, in this lower understanding, in this lower incarnation, it's because you have not resolved the things that you came here to resolve. So when you talk about karma is not, you slap somebody, you're going to eventually get slapped back. That's not karma. Karma is when you have something that you have not taken care of spiritually, and that thing still shows up until you've learned the lesson. It's almost like you're in the third grade, but physically you keep getting bigger, but you still ain't graduated from the third grade. So that chair is getting tighter and tighter, and it feels more and more uncomfortable. See, what happens is, as we get older, if we stay stuck in that karma, we are functioning at a high level of dysfunction. We go to church, we go to counselors, we go to therapists, we do all of these things. But I never, ever in my life, in my time, until I took it upon myself to learn it, no one ever told me that you were born into this thing with a damaged root chakra. Your light was brought into this thing damaged. How do you fix that light? We're going to talk about it in our third module because we want everybody to go through this, but also grow through this, because at the end of the day, if you can give yourself the balance that you need, your foundation and the foundation you build for your kids, because you have the working knowledge, what type of world are they going to build if they come out of this thing in stability? Bro, I'm like ready to see that. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Like, I have my kids, right? Yeah. But at the end of the day, I didn't teach my kids these things in their formative years. So my kids struggle right now with root chakra issues, right? They have mommy issues, daddy issues. And if you look at these kids today, right, they have all the knowledge on the phone, but they ain't making none of it applicable because they're not connected to anything. You feel me? Yeah. So this is something that whoever's listening to this as a parent, whoever's listening to this as a young person, it is your responsibility to get this. You got to get this knowledge, but it's your responsibility once you have it to pass it on. So when we talk about the ways to heal it through your diet, when we talk about the ways to heal it through your flexibility, your stretching, your exercise, your loving yourself, when we talk about these things on the next module, you need to be all ears and all notes, because at the end of the day, we're talking about elevating not just yourself, but our entire civilization that has been suffering from root chakra damage. And we just said one chakra. We just hit the first one. Mm-hmm. Like me and Guru tell you guys, do not take our word for it. You need to educate yourself on your root chakra. Get on the internet. We're in the information age. It's been like that for a while. What we're doing is we're bringing it to you. We're not going to sugarcoat it. We're going to bring it to you so you guys can get the message. This message needs to be given, because guess what happens if we all understand what's going on with our root chakra? We all take accountability to teach one, each one teach one, and we all learn how to heal. You see, this is what we want. This is our vision. This is our dream for you. Project Trinity is about healing the mind, the body, and the soul. This is what it's about, bro. Man, what you got?
Gratitude.
Yes.
Nothing but gratitude, because it's like both of us have gone on a journey where we have learned about manifesting something we don't want when we don't have a stable root chakra. Right?
That's huge.
And then we also see that how can we make this adjustment so that we can balance our root chakra? And now we're taking, like you said, taking that information and giving it to those so they can implement it in their life and heal, so they don't have to go through the things and trials and tribulations that we went through, or possibly worse. This is why I'm in gratitude. We're shining a light on something that needs to be shined upon in a way it's never happened before.
Yes, sir.
So this is why I'm in gratitude, man. You know me, I'm always in a very good mood. I'm always excited. I'm always just happy to be in existence and to continue healing. And now I get to take all this information and share with my BNH, my brother in healing, and bring it to the world. Nothing but gratitude, man.
And yo, it ain't just us. When we say brothers in healing, we are definitely plural that thing out. We want men to stand up and recognize what they truly are. We want women to stand up and recognize what they truly are. You guys are divine, beautiful beings, and if we don't work on these things, these root chakras, just for example, and we don't look at ourselves as light beings first that manifest into the physical, what happens is there's going to be some mental stress. There's going to be some emotional stress, some psychological stress, some physical stress, right? There's going to be some spiritual stress because we're not addressing the thing that fixes it, right? So imagine this, right? You're a being of light, right? And what controls the light is the thoughts. So your thoughts are controlling the light. So if your first thoughts are that of pain and fear, then what's going into the light that manifests into the physical is what manifests into your physical body. So what you have to do is change the thoughts. And you said something earlier that gave me a thought. It was like, as we get older, if we have root chakra damage, when we have root chakra damage, you know, as we are living in our root chakra damage, we have this thing called subconscious programming. Okay, so you have your conscious thing that's happening right now. You and me, we're having a conversation. You know, we have our people listening to us, our audience, you know, worldwide. We're talking, we're having a conversation. So we're conscious right now, but that subconscious is the consciousness beneath the consciousness, right? And when is that programmed? It's programmed in the womb and in your formative years. So whatever you're going through in the womb and in those formative years, and how you react to things that are traumatic, you're still acting that out and having problems with having good relationships, not just with a man or a woman. You're having problems with relationships, maybe to your kids, maybe to your physical body, right? So changing your subconscious programming is very important. We're going to talk about that on the next module, because you guys need to understand you have all the ability to create a damaged root chakra.
Ooh, very powerful.
You have all the ability to heal. But guess what's automatic though? See, being a low vibration is not automatic, because you come from the Most High, right? Being stuck, once you understand where you come from, being stuck is a choice. You guys come from the Most High. Being stuck, once you have the education, is a choice. Being obese, being in pain, being in arthritis. I'm gonna tell you something about epigenetics. I need you guys to look that up. Don't take my word for it, but I'm gonna tell you, epigenetics means you can change your own genetic code. Why am I telling you this? Because thoughts create things. Things don't create thoughts. And when you're having these things that are pain, they're just telling you, you haven't learned. What's the lesson in that? You have to learn it. See, as a coach, I'm here to help you through these things. Hit me up, hit me up. I'm gonna help you. As a coach, and we both are Reiki practitioners, we're here to help you get through it. But guess what? I'm gonna show you the door. I'm gonna help you open that door, but you gotta walk through that door. With your shame, your pain, your baggage, you gotta walk through that door and say, hey, I'm tired of that. You gotta walk through that door and go get it. I'm still learning to walk through doors. Because when you walk through one, guess what? There's another one there. You're like, oh, there's more stuff out here. You start to enjoy life a little bit more. But guess what? There's more healing out here. Some of us with these daddy issues, these mommy issues, I'm telling you right now, if you're listening to this video, there's no more excuse. Because you know what it is. You know exactly what it is. They have root chakra damage too. They passed it down to you. They call it generational curse or whatever people call these weird little things, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what they call them, right? So you have the ability now to know that your parents gave you what they had to give. Did they have root chakra damage? Of course they did. When does it stop? When does it stop, baby? We love you, man. We love y'all. We love this audience. We love the fact that you are, listening to what we have to say. But at the end of the day, we're giving you the education to trap you so you can't go back to being below your greatness. That's why we're talking about this.
Absolutely.
I love you, man.
I love you too, man.
Gotta say it. Black men, you gotta say I love you to your brothers, man. Don't be out here talking about, this black man trying to take from me. Nah, man, look, I love you, bro.
I love
That's
you
all
too,
it
brother.
is.
I love you too. Always grateful to share space with you and have these soulful conversations, these true conversations, these much needed conversations, this divine conversation. It's needed, man.
I'm ready for you to give these readings. So Project Trinity is going through these chakras, right? But we're gonna start displaying our gifts. So one video we're about to put out is going to be dealing with divine readings that this guy gets right here. He's gonna show you some things, how God has put him in a position to help you on your journey by giving you guidance in so many different ways. So we're gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna give you guys a lot. So get ready for that. We're gonna do our reading videos as well. We're gonna we gotta touch on Summer Reveal. Tell them about Summer Reveal and why you're excited, because he way ahead of me right now. Oh my Lord, help us.
Hey, look, I'm not ahead of you. I'm just on my journey, right? We all different points of the journey, but I am ready for Summer Reveal, because when we talk about the mind, body, and spirit, this is what we're getting into with the Summer Reveal, because we're going to be taking a journey to take our mind, our body, and our spirit to a place that we haven't before, to evolve to a place that we haven't before, and to cleanse from within and to bring it to the physical as well. Now, when we talk about the mind, that's exactly what it is. We're going to be working on balancing the mind in a new way, releasing the things that from our mind that needs to be released. When we're talking about that body, this is going to be coming from inside out. We're going to be purging ourselves of the things that no longer serve us, removing the foods that no longer serve us. And we're also be working on that energy, that inner God, to get that God body, that physique that you always want. And no matter what you look like, you don't have to look like the next person. You don't have to look like the magazine. Oh, I got the APAC. It's not about that. You're going to get in alignment with yourself. What's going to be best for yourself. Now, again, we're not doctors, so talk to your physician if you have to. But we are going to be looking to take our bodies to a next level that it hasn't been before. So, of course, the physique and the image of it will change. And we're going to be taking that shirt off. You know how it go. We're going to be showing you all the hard work we've been putting in.
Hey, that's facts. Hey guys, we're gonna show you guys how to meditate. I'm gonna show you guys. Look,
Yes.
I'm gonna show you guys how to breathe. Like we
Mm,
do breathing seminars. You know, we show you how to breathe. You know why breathing is important?
mm,
I'm gonna share with you in the next video why
yes.
breathing is important.
Yes.
But we gonna be all about healing. Hey, ain't gonna be a lot
Mhm.
of overtones of hey, get your ass together next video. Next video gonna be about fun and healing and giving you
Yeah.
guys some real expressions of what to eat. You know, what
You just gave me.
poses, hey, what poses to do for your yoga for your root chakra, what poses to do in yoga for the root chakra, what exercises to do, how
Mhm.
to feel good about your lower extremities. You men out there that's listening, stop playing. If you have low libido,
Yeah.
erectile dysfunction,
Mhm.
okay? If you have anything going on with your testicles as far as prostate issues, that is a root chakra issue. I don't care if you got money, you still have feelings of instability. You still have feelings of you're not enough. I know this. I've dealt with this. I am dealing with this. You can't run from me.
Hmm.
You can't run from my bro. You can't run, bro. So we here to help you men because we know that this is an issue with our men. You can have the falseness of having material things, but you still don't feel like you're enough. So I challenge you, let go of your ego and raise up your vibration. I challenge you. I challenge you. These beautiful women out here, stop with the low vibrational eating. Stop it. Stop eating to compensate for something that you don't have right now. Stop settling for things that don't serve your higher self. We're going to talk about all that on the next module because, you know, the next module is about the spiritual aspect, the mind, the body, and the spirit. We're going to tie it all in that Trinity.
Mhm.
Look, you see that? That Trinity right there.
Bang,
Y'all
bang,
see that?
bang.
We're going to
Oh,
tie it all in
there you go.
and why it's important to build your foundation. This ain't for Illuminati, all these weird people talking that stuff. This is for mind, body, and spiritual balance.
Hmm.
The strongest triangle or the strongest symbol in the universe is a triangle because all sides support every other side. And if you don't have one side working right, you put stress on the other side. So why do we want you to do this? Because we are great. And it's time for us
Hmm.
to live in that greatness. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Let's go.
Let's grow. Let's get it, baby.
You good,
Man,
bro? You got anything you want to put on them?
nah, we did what we came to do tonight. We gave a very powerful message, and I think this is a beautiful energy to sign off on until the next module. So we send love to you. We send healing to you. We send strength to you. We send power to you. We call in the divine that's within you for you to shine brighter than you ever have before. No matter what's going on in your life, no matter what is going on around you, you are divine light because at the center of everything is divine light. And it's time for you to stand up in your greatness and take your divine position. Love.
Hey, that's it, baby. Hey, let's go. Let's grow. That's our mantra. And we are here to show you that love is indeed a language and
It's a tool.
it's a tool, baby. Hey, y'all, hey, good night, man. We love y'all. Peace out.
Peace.